As we saw before, that we excluded some API requests to not be authenticated. For example, here the products like get and options should not be authenticated because they will be on public, so any public user can browse the products in my eShop. So the login user who logged into the eShop, he can post products or update products or delete products. But in our case now, the users are customers. So if I am customer and I logged into the eShop, then in this case, I will be able to delete products. And the first seconds I publish this website online, it will get destroyed. If you remember, we created in the model a field which says is admin. So here we specify the user if he is admin or no. In our eShop, we will have also admin panel. And this admin panel is not allowed for normal users to enter, only the admins. So we have here on users table some user roles. We have a customer and we have admin, and they are both of them in the user table. You have freedom here to do, for example, separated tables in this case. But here I wanted to mention the user roles, so you can also make them in same table but with different roles. There are many ways to do user roles in Node.js, but I am going with the simplest way which we need for our eShop. If you remember, after the user got logged in to the application, he was assigned a token, and this token is overloaded with user ID and is admin. And here we know inside the token if the user is admin or not. And when the user sends a request, the JWT library is disassembling this token with the secret code which is provided in our API or in our server, and it will see that if it's really generated from this server or not. So we can identify the user if he has token from our eShop or no. Till now everything is nice, so let's assume that I have a right token and I want also to log in to my eShop as an admin. Letting this way, it will keep us not secure because the user in this case is able to delete or add products. So the Express JWT has a great method that it's reviewing, for example, or revoking the token under some specific conditions. To do that, there is a field is revoked, and this is revoked is a function, so we can also in the callback we can specify if the user is admin or not. So I create here, for example, another method is revoked, and this is revoked will be a function, async function, and it will have request payload and done. What are those parameters? Request is when I want to use the request parameters or the request body. I want to know something what is sending the user. The payload contains the data which are inside the token. For example, I want to get isAdmin from the token which is signed to the user, and this user is sending it to me with the request headers. So here, in this case, I can say if not payload.isAdmin, because now I have access to this isAdmin, to the payload of the token, then I will return that done is null and true. So in this case, we are saying that reject the token. So if any authorized API called and our user is not admin, then it will be rejected. And else, if he is admin, we can say done without any parameters. As we said before, we have only two types of user in our eShop. So we have admin and users. If you have more roles, you can here classify them. and here you define what is invoked or what is allowed. Now let's try that with Postman. If you remember, we have a user here, Thomas Jackson, which he is not admin on the eShop. And this is his data. So we see here that isAdmin is false. And when I try to post a product in our API, a new product, I will get the user is not authorized. Let's change the token to be with admin true. So let's go to the database manually and change this user to be an admin. So I will say here admin true. And then I click update. If I try now to use send, I will also get unauthorized. Why? Because I'm using the token which is loaded with isAdmin false. So we need to log in again to get a new token. So I go to the login API, I have the user and the password, I send a request, I got a new token, and let's use it in our post request on authorization. I replace it here and try again, and it successfully posted the product. Thanks to Express GWT that it has this method, so it was able and made us able to do, for example, this user role. Now our application is fully secure and nobody can use it or access it without any authorization or any admin role.